friends and students. Today we'll be discussing the topic the embedded system and embedded boards. First of all, we will just go for the definition. What is embedded system? So it's a hardware chip or a computer hardware on which or inside which a software or program or codes are embedded in it. That means in a hardware, when you put some software or some commands, then only it will give you a proper output. A chip where you have a program chip, also we can call it as, right? So this is called as embedded system. This is the definition of embedded system, right? The chip which or the program which is there inside, it can be a C program, that is the language, C language or C++ language, Python language, Micropython language, or Java programs. Correct? So this is the main thing you have to remember, a hardware on which the software or inside which the software is there. Okay, so we'll go to the next slide. And let's go to the next slide, please. Right. So proper definition. An embedded system consists of processor, memory, input, output units, and has a specific function with the largest system. Embedded system have application in the consumer home, where it is used in consumer, home entertainment, industry, medical, automotive, commercial, telecommunication, military, and aerospace verticals. Right? So basically, it is nothing but it's a hardware chip. We call this hardware chip as microcontroller. So microcontroller, wherever there is a this word comes, immediately we should understand that is we are discussing about the microcontroller which is there on the embedded system board. Okay, right. So we'll go to the next slide. Categories of embedded boards. What are the different categories of embedded boards? Right. So according to microcontrollers, a simple programs designed for simple control application like Arduino, very popular, right? The microcontroller which are very, very popular. It is used in Arduino, STM32, that is ST company. This is STM32, ESP32, Atmega, and PIC controllers. So these are the famous microcontrollers. Second category, single board computer suitable for advanced project require operation system. Example, Raspberry Pi, BeagleBones, Jetson Nano. These are little higher end type of boards or embedded system boards where the program are a little bigger and the applications or number of applications or the requirement is more. At that time, we will go for the SBCs, that is single board computer. The third one is development of board for wireless application. So wireless application, when we talk about wireless, we can also say that IoT also comes under that. Okay? So if you want to do some projects or your requirement is wireless IoT projects or you have LoRa projects, then you can go for the microcontroller which is called as Node MCU or ESP8266, ESP32, LoRa development kit. You get a separate LoRa development kit. Probably we'll discuss or we'll do some projects in the coming classes on this. Then you comes to FPGA development board. These are our little higher side, like the programs are very big and very vast for industrial purpose, for big programs, Xilinx and all, you have to go for FPGA boards. Okay, so these are the four categories of embedded boards. Okay, what are the two main boards, popular boards for projects we use nowadays? Very popular is the Arduino board. Arduino, you know, R3 is an old board, but now we are getting R4 boards also. So in Arduino, this is the name of the company. You have different type of boards in that, like Uno, Nano, Mega, and so on. Okay, they have a different type boards for the different usage. You can go and you can purchase it or you can select it according to your requirement. Okay, so we will discuss about this. It works. You can see on the left hand side what is there. There is one USB port. This is the microcontroller, right? Atmega 328. It's a 28-pin microcontroller. Okay, right. USB port is there. You have a 5-volt regulator. You can connect there is a barrel connector. That means you can connect the charger pin here over here, and all the facilities are given on this particular board. So what are the facilities like? If you want to talk about this thing, it has 13 digital output pins, 5 analog inputs, or 6 analog output pins we can, but PWM, that's a pulse width modulation only. It operates on 5 volts. The input supply to the barrel connector, we can go give from 6 volt to up to 20 volts. And the output, what we take from the digital and this thing, we can go up to 40 milliamps current only. So these are the facilities. So accordingly, you have to decide which board you have to go. The second popular board on the right-hand side, you can see here. The second popular right-hand side board is called as Raspberry Pi Pico. This is a Raspberry Pi Pico board. Okay, very popular nowadays, right? It has a microcontroller that is RP2040. One more just recently last year, that is 2023, a new microcontroller has been released. The number is RP2350, right? Little advanced than RP2040, right? It's a dual ARM Cortex microcontroller, okay, which has 264 kilobyte of SRAM, 16 MB of flash memory, 4-channel ADC, and the clock speed is 133 megahertz. It is far better than your Arduino board, right? It has 40 pins, right? 26 pin GPIO pins are there. GPIO means general input and output pins will be there. And its operating voltage is 3.3 volts only, right? Code can be programmed. The very good about this particular board is it can be programmed with Arduino IDE also. What is Arduino IDE? IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. Suppose you want to load a program in the microcontroller, or rather you want to program it. So you need an IDE. There are two main type of IDE. So that I will just tell you. Consideration of choosing an embedded board. What you are going to consider while choosing an embedded board. First is processing power. Simple control versus complex control. Which one you want, simple control or complex control? Complex application. So connectivity, whether you require a Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Ethernet, LoRa, etc. Peripherals, number of GPIO pins, ADC, PWM. That also, according to your project requirement, you will select the peripherals also. Community support, tutorial, libraries, troubleshooting, everything. Because if tomorrow, if anything goes wrong or some program is you are not able to execute it, so you need a community support for that. Power consumption, of course, it is very, very important. Battery powered versus always on system. Like the Arduino works on 5 volts and the Raspberry Pi works on 3.3 volts. So required, what is the requirement by you? Accordingly, you will select that particular board. And finally, the cost. Okay, so cost. So I have just given you the comparison that I consider while choosing the embedded system board. These points you have to keep it in mind. I was talking about the IDE, Integrated Development Environment. So on left hand side, you can see for Arduinos, we have a Arduino IDE. Okay, and for Micropython, we can use Thorny IDE. Why we are giving you all these things? Why I'm telling you this? Maximum in our projects or your college projects also, you can choose out of these two. If it is C, C++, you please use Arduino. If it is Python or Micropython, you please go for Thorny IDE. So Thorny IDE, your Raspberry Pi Pico board, embedded board, works with Micropython, and also you can program with C. Whereas Arduino, only you can program with C, not with the Micropython. Okay, that is the only drawback. All right, friends and students, I'm showing you 3 popular boards over here. You can see one is Arduino, this one is Arduino, this one is Raspberry Pi Pico, and this is ESP32. So mostly our projects and all will be using these 3 boards. We'll be doing some projects based on this. But today's topic is embedded system and embedded boards. So I'm just showing you these 3 boards. 2 boards, this and this, have a legs. Legs means it has a already soldered pin. That's why I have inserted into the breadboard, both of them, right? Similarly, here it is not like that. If you want to insert, you can use this IO pins that is on both the side, this side as well as this side. Okay. So both of them have USB connection. Here it's a box type, that is I will be using this type of wire USB to connect. Other side it will go to the computer. Okay. And this board as well as this board uses a micro USB wire, right? Usually we use it for our charging purpose. For charger, you will find this. So these 2 points work on that. Okay. Here you have a reset pins, and here also you have a reset pin. Here also you have a reset pin. So depending upon your project, you will decide which one you have to use it. This is mostly used for IoT purpose. This is used for IoT. If there is another Wi-Fi is connected here, then it can be used. But this one and this one, both. For non-IoT purpose, I can use both the boards. Okay, non-IoT purpose, I can use both. But this IoT, because there is an IoT chip. Okay, the IoT chip will be present. That's why I'm using this particular board. So I have to tell you again, Arduino board maximum we'll use. Next, we'll do the project based on that. Then we will do projects based on this board and this board. I just want to show you the three boards on which these are called as embedded system board. Based on this three board, we'll be doing the projects. Okay, I will just show you what is IDE now. All right, friends and students. Now you can see on your screen, I have put Arduino IDE. This is the window from where you can just program what board? The Arduino boards. Okay, we can program Pico boards also. So there is a procedure like we have to go to, you can just go to file, you can select some programs over here, examples and programs, and you can just select, and that we will discuss a little later. You can find so many videos based on this. We will do some program based on this. You can see here, it's written Raspberry Pi Pico. So we can connect Pico board also, but how to load the Pico boards, I will just give you in the coming videos. I will tell you about. So this is one that is Arduino. This is Arduino 2.3.2 version. That is Arduino 2. Previous version also you can use it, but this is a big version to program the microcontroller or any embedded board, especially the Arduino. All right. Okay. So I will just go to the second part of it. Now you can see the second IDE I've opened, that is called as Thonny IDE. Thonny, Thonny, Thonny IDE. In this program, you can see the same its IDE, but here the language which is used, you can see this language which is used is Micropython. So whatever Micropython, if you want to do programs or write a program or insert a program in the microcontroller, then you use this Micropython. Okay, Micropython is very good language, very simple language to understand, and you can write the programs in Micropython. You can see when program is written. In the coming video, I will just show you about these programs. Okay, so I will write a program in Micropython. The same program I will write in C also, and we will check on loading the program on Arduino board as well as this on your Raspberry Pi. Well, please remember, Arduino board compulsory you have to use Arduino IDE, but Pico for Micropython language you have to use a Thonny IDE. Okay. Next we will see some small programs which we'll try to put it in C as well as in Micropython.